Good afternoon and welcome to the Wildings Landing. This is I don't remember how many of this video today. I have been trying all day. Well, some this morning and now. I get really frustrated, so I had to stand back and stop for a while. But anyway, this is going to be an attempt of bringing you pretty much everything that's growing on the entire property, with slight interruptions from 3 dogs. Cora and Oreo, back. Oreo, get out of there. Thank you. All right, here we're going to start with the bananas. Working on my second rack up there. I don't know if you guys can see it. The first rack was a total flop. The bananas turned black. It didn't really fill out. Like, this looks 100% better than the first rack did. And it doesn't really look like I've seen some of y'all's look. So, we'll see. I mean, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. We've got it very, very well fertilized down at the bottom. At the one that didn't work out, I went ahead and chopped and dropped in the middle. And I pour a lot of compost in there and a lot of water. So they are getting very, very well fed. So we'll just see. I mean, keep trying, right? Never give up. That's kind of the theme here. I've been trying to grow bananas for like 10 or 15 years. So the fact that I'm on my second rack, even though the first one was a fail, is still a plus for me. All right, we've got the bananas. Back there we've got a few ornamentals. But down here, I found, did the dogs just do that? Or, doing some exploring, I kept seeing these growing over here, and knowing that I needed to weed the area, it was driving me crazy. Oh, I see a bunch of them that I didn't get this morning. I wonder why. Anyway, it gives me a good example to show you. One of my favorite fruits, one of my favorite treats, is gooseberries. Not to be confused with a ground cherry, because I see a lot of people telling me that they're the same, and not really. But after doing extensive research yesterday, I've come to the conclusion that I have gooseberries. Tastes like gooseberry. Haven't died yet, and I've eaten a lot of them. So, happy little foraging find. Probably happened by me putting my compost on the bananas that are literally right here next to it. Literally growing under the bananas. So, I have eaten them. I never remember throwing one away a day in my life, I swear. But I have eaten them. So, we'll see. But yeah, that's a cool little discovery down there. Guess I won't be weeding that area anytime soon. Back there we have our coconut palms. We've got a big we've got one there. These have grown so much. You guys go way back in my videos. These things started like 2 feet tall here. And in 2.5, 3 years, I don't really remember how long they've been in. We've only owned the property 3.5 years, so it's been less than that. And they went in real small. I've got some cranberry hibiscus back there. And here's a couple of ornamentals, although the sea grape is not an ornamental. Sea grape is edible and delicious. And someday I look forward to that one fruiting in about 10 years. Cora, calm down. You're okay. That's my dog just rolling and making noise. She's really okay. Red button ginger, spiral ginger, whichever you wish to call it. It's absolutely edible. Before I eat that bloom, I'll show it to you. Does it zoom in for me? We'll see. Yeah. But I absolutely love these. When I had my nursery, I sold a lot of these. Mainly to one lady named Barbara, who I'm still very good friends with. She loves red button ginger. And so does her grandson. Some more desert roses. Some more ornamentals. Don't really have anything that produces food over here. I have a lot of weeds. I really need to weed. But I don't want to weed this area until it gets cold because of the grasshoppers. They like the lilies and stuff, obviously, a lot. There's one on it now. See, I can't do this. So, yeah. I'll clean up that area when weather gets colder. Red Roselle hibiscus out here. Doing real well. I thought I would move this today, and because we're having fencing installed this weekend, and then I found out I was wrong. I'm not moving it. Now I was going to give it to a neighbor, but it's already rooted. So the neighbor got a different one. We'll walk over here. See a couple of more fruit trees. Some doing well, some not so much. You may see a snake. If we do, I'll try to point him out to you. Got a couple that live over here. Another cranberry hibiscus. Another banana. There's a banana hiding in there too. But my son did not want to weed eat this area because of my plants. So I'm going to have to do that. Behind us is a bougainvillea. It's just a simple bright pink one. Some more bananas that do not do so well because they get too much sun. My bananas that only get morning sun do much better than these that get full sun. Strawberry guava. The foliage looks amazing. It's bloomed out for me 2 or 3 times. And I get no fruit. I don't think this is the best location for it. I think it needs more sun. This gets a lot of morning shade. It gets a lot of afternoon sun, but I'm thinking about moving it. It was always in a location in Jensen that it pretty much got full sun. And I pretty much got fruit. A lot. But not this year. Either that or maybe my fruit's being robbed, because look at there. Right there. Kind of looks like it might have fruited. Anyway, I'm going to move it. It's beautiful and it's looking really good. But I want my fruit. My granddaughter wants the fruit. She really likes strawberry guavas. Back here I have a rose apple tree that is very special to me. The lady who gave me this was a teacher, was my youngest son's teacher in middle school. She was also my daughter-in-law's teacher. She was the first person to realize, maybe second, because I think I was first, to realize that they were going to someday be married. She gave me several plants, but this is the only one so far surviving. So, rose apple. I look forward to this. Even if I don't like the fruit, I'm going to treasure every moment I have that tree because of Miss Kim Luttrell. Turn around and I have my one and only mango tree. So far, there'll be more mangoes. It's one of my favorite fruits. There has to be more. But this one was started for me by a dear friend named Rachel in Jensen as a land warming gift. When I put this thing in the ground, it was barely a foot tall. In 2 years, I think it's been 2 years. If Rachel watches my videos, she needs to comment and let me know how long it's been. Might be 3. Might have been giving it to me when I first got the... But anyway, it's grown a lot. I'm 5'5", and it's well over my head. Well over my head. I have a little bit of comfrey. That's the only comfrey I have had. It ain't multiplying. It ain't spreading. It ain't doing much. Might not be getting enough sun because of that brick. I'm not sure. Have any comfrey growing tips? I'll take those. Because I really would love to expand that. That's a very, very, very useful plant. This is my variegated kumquat, which of course being a citrus blooms in the winter for us. I dumped, looks like there's some kind of weird leaf curl or something on it. That's weird. Oh no, that's a whole nother plant growing up in between it. Beautiful blooms, though. I think I might just leave. Oh, no, I won't. I see what that is, and I've been told these are evil. Anybody know anything about these things? I've been pulling them up around my place a lot. They kind of look like an onion. They're definitely bulby. Did you just see the one I pulled out? Yeah. They're definitely bulby. They're icky. But I have them everywhere. And I'm trying to eradicate them slowly but surely. They're a real pain in my patootie in my back gardens. But this is my variegated kumquat. This is probably, yeah, there's a little solar sunflower there. And it was part of the, excuse me, that was part of the wedding decorations. I'm thinking about putting some of my giant sunflowers in that little garden right there. It'd be pretty coming in the driveway. All right, pan around, take a little look at, oh, forgot about the moringa and the other kumquat there. But this is a Mexican pink. Got a pineapple down there. Yeah, I know, there's a lot of weeds too. And then a little moringa right there. All right, folks, we're gonna pick this up again somewhere along the way. Probably, I just did the passion vine, so probably around the container garden. I shall see you again. We are back by the container garden here and taking a look at what we've gotten started, which some of that's already in the garden. The burgundy bush beans are already in the garden. Green crop are already in the garden. Put Golden Delight zucchini in the garden today. Got some Chef's Choice orange popping down there. Those are tomatoes. I've got one more little green crop right there ready to pull on out. And then it'll go in the ground. Was out checking those earlier today. Oh, yeah, when I was trying to do one of the mini videos I've already done, I was bringing you along for that. And yeah, that one didn't take. Right over here, we've got lots of sunflowers. I've started dispersing these. Those right there got planted today. I'll start deciding where I want them. Showed you that little garden up front that might get some. But yeah, Haas had a buy one get one free sale on skyscraper sunflowers. How could I resist? It was Haas. Yeah. Over here, this is a combination of a little bit of everything. I've got a little bit of vegetables because there's peppers back there in the corner. There's onions, a lot of herbs, which we're gonna, as the weather cools off a little bit, strawberries, jelly melon, kind of a hodgepodge. But this is my happy garden. This is my as my husband says, my Zen garden, where I come to be happy. I love this garden. I let it go wild. I don't really cut back and harvest a lot from this. Now the peppers I am. But a lot of things here just get to go to flower. The basil, a lot of it I just let bloom, as you can see. But we'll walk around and talk about it. Here we've got some oregano, some thyme, sage. I've learned to dislike Okinawa spinach. It is, in my opinion, very evasive. Here's another big pot of oregano. This is done so well. That is a type of sage. Forgot if it was a Mexican sage. I don't remember, but it smelled amazing. Amazing. This is the volunteer jelly melon growing out of our beautiful compost. I say beautiful, but compost is never beautiful. But it does beautiful things. Some of our strawberries. And as you see, we've got some runners that are going down and meeting up with other parent plants down there. We've got some runners here that are honestly starting to take and everything. That's cool. Kind of the thesis behind this one. This whole planter setup was that they could fall down and replant themselves. Stuck some herbs in here with them, but this is supposed to be mainly strawberries. A little bit of thyme right there. That smells so good. All right, swing around. I've got the landscape fabric from Gardener Solutions. I've started out, when we get out to the field gardens, you can see that I've got to where I'm getting this on a lot of the gardens to save myself the weeding. Weeding is kicking my booty. Got some sage right down here. I just cut this way back, so it's doing really, really well. That's that Mexican sage that I showed you. This is a miracle fruit tree that never seems real happy. I don't know whether it needs more sun, whether it needs, I don't know. If you have one and it's doing well, clue me in, because this just hasn't been real happy no matter where I put it. Right down here we have some Beijing grass. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in on that for you, on the bloom. The bloom of Beijing grass is really cool looking. I'm still doing a lot of research on this. All I really had seen so far is that it's really good for diabetes. It's also called angel grass, but it's supposed to be very medicinal. And I'm had a hard time finding some information on it. So if you see any, got any, pass that along, I would appreciate. Some more strawberries right down here with more Okinawa spinach that I don't want to talk about. My lemongrass. My lemongrass was overrun with Okinawa spinach, so we just pulled it all back. I'm going to just kind of revive this clump. It needs some fertilizer and it needs some water, more water than it. Lack of water around here has been a real problem. We're working on getting a well. Prayers. Here is one of the mini basil plants that you will see that I just simply let go to seed, and we'll have some more basil soon. And that's just kind of how I do this garden. You'll see dill and all kinds of things popping up like that. This is a thyme that I had potted for years and finally set it free, got it in something a little bit bigger. It's doing really well. Rosemary, right there in the middle. And this is borage that has reseeded itself, because when the borage started to go this year, I let it fall over and go. I didn't fight it. And this is a little shady, but this whole garden is actually partially shaded. And for the rest of the day, it's really sunny right now, but for the rest of the day, it'll be pretty shaded. These are Jimmy Narvello peppers. I hope Ben's actually watching a video, because he started these and they're doing really well. These are a sweet chili pepper. We got these seeds from Haas Tools. Got some more of those growing out in the field plots that we'll go out and see in just a few minutes. Got some purple basil right here. I'm trying to let it go to seed so I can have a lot more purple basil. A lot of different kinds of basils I would like. And my garden, such as many of yours, is full of zinnias this time of year. Zinnias, however you want to say it. Here's some fennel that, oh, excuse me. My granddaughter is not real fond of black licorice. I did not really know that, and I had her try it the other day when she was here. I was like, hey, Journey, try this. Got some chives and some basil right there. These are empty. I don't know whether I'm waiting for fall or whether I'll probably waiting for fall. It's so hot right now for herbs that probably won't bother. See, my mint, it's really struggling in this heat. Some more zinnias. My peppers are doing fabulous. Some of these, unlike the ones out in the field plot, are actually labeled. Not all of them, but some of them. This is an assorted bell. I think that's a gypsy. Yep, those are gypsy peppers. Those are gypsy peppers. Can you guys see these? My son bought me a tripod for Christmas, and I've never used it. Well, today, my issue with my video was my finger was either in the way or I kept turning off the camera. Oh, my phone. I kept turning off the camera portion of my phone. Wow, look at those. Look at those. Y'all know what this bug is? It is destructive. Very. Where'd it go? Can I get it in the camera? Can y'all see it? I don't even know where I'm shooting. Y'all can see it, right? Yeah, there you go. He's in film now. In frame. That little pain in my patootie. It's okay. I got an order from Haas that'll help me take care of that. Got some organic pesticides coming at them. Anyway, I already have them. Little kale hanging on right over there. A little bit of kale hanging on since the fall, actually. Lots of basil. Lots of zinnia. I'm not sure what this is. It could have been a weed that I just let go wild. Like I said, this is kind of my pollinator, wild kind of garden. All of this basil is going to seed. So, we'll have plenty more basil very soon. Ooh, yuck. One of those grasshoppers I'm afraid of right there. Yuck. Luckily, he's afraid of me too, so he's headed in the other direction. But I'm going to have to walk by him to get out, and that's going to bite. But anyway, more mint. Milkweed. I had been unsuccessful at trying milkweed seeds for many, many years. And guess what? Finally got one to sprout. So I'm going to leave it alone on the advice of my granddaughter. And she said, ooh, 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 ooh. There's why we plant them. She said that it would reseed. That more just come up. So we'll see. I don't know if that's true or not. My Aramis is going to seed, and I've got more of that popping up. And I, just plant a little more. That's kind of how I treat this garden. This garden is my wild child. And she's allowed to be my wild child. There's some Aramis. And this whole container will be. And this one probably will be too, although Dill's going to fight for a spot. Because as you can see, right here, I've got lots of little dill plants. Another little Aramis coming. This kale has also held on. Yeah, I'll be planting some more lacinato kale. But this kale has also held on since the fall. I have one Swiss chard down there that has held on since fall. See, I don't really clean my gardens out. I do, but here we've got some marigolds and zinnias. Like I said, I like this one being my wild child. Everything else has to be neat and productive and, I guess maybe, as my granddaughter would say, more like a farm. I didn't really see that, but she says, I am a farmer. I don't see myself as a farmer, but sometimes in the eyes of a child is what matters. All right, take a look around, and I shall see you again out in the fields. All right, welcome to the gardens out in the field. Out here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 garden plots, and we're growing things in them and around them. Here we have the Royal Burgundy bush bean. Beautiful, 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 beautiful green bean. Well, it's not green, burgundy, but beautiful bean. Really, really, really pretty flowers too. Planted some more of those. They don't look like they're really taking real well. These are much more sensitive than the green crop, which is right next to them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these planted, and you can only see like 5, maybe. So, yeah. Coral, what's wrong, baby? Over here, these just got transplanted in. They're still a little young, a little weak. They just got transplanted in 2 days ago. These are green crop green beans, and we have 10 plants in this row, right down that row. Like I said, this is the heat of the day, so everything's going to look a little droopy. We've got rain moving in, hopefully. These are our peppers. I do not have a lot of them labeled. Most of them are bell. There are a few gypsies out here as well. A little bell pepper there. Little bell pepper back there. Got a couple of bell peppers right there. This plant's kind of struggling, but we're planting more peppers, so it's okay. Not that I really want them to struggle, but I am amping up my production on these. These are kind of goofy looking. Some look like bells, some don't. Oh, there you go. There's a little couple of peppers there. Some peppers hanging out in here. Lots of them, actually. That plant's being very productive. And again, these didn't get labeled. So, what variety? Most of them, like I said, are just bell peppers. Down here I have one Jimmy Narvalo, like the ones that are growing in the container garden. I didn't even show you that, but yeah, we went over those. We've got lots of bell peppers over there. Lots of different peppers over there. And over here I transplanted just a couple of the green crop. One green crop there and one burgundy down there. Burgundy's really suffering. That doesn't make me happy. Over here I just ripped up all of my tomatoes. Planted them late. They were really diseased. We did get a good tomato harvest. I'm not going to complain about that. More to eat fresh than to can, but we did get a good harvest. Oh, we have a pretty bloom on our okra. Isn't that gorgeous? Haven't gotten any okra yet, but it was also planted late. Our mulberry, I probably get a better view of the mulberry trees from this side than the other side. Oh, I see something yummy. But there is one of our moringas, one mulberry, another moringa, and another mulberry. And this mulberry is just starting to produce again. You can see lots of little red berries in there. It produced real heavy early spring. See, I just had this problem though. Do you see the problem? Not very many of them make it in the house or to the kitchen. My conclusion is I need more of these trees because 2 of them keep me in snacking. I think 6 of them might let me actually make some jelly, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I love these mulberries. And I think that this is an ever-bearing, certainly doesn't seem to just have a season, because here it is dead of summer and it's producing, and it produced early spring. And these trees are only, ooh, there's another one of them dang grasshoppers. Ooh, yuck. I hate them suckers. I mean, like, really hate them. We have a beautiful pink zinnia right down there. And these are sad looking right this minute. They have been watered and I'm convinced they'll come back. But just this morning I put in some zucchini right there. Over here we have 3 red roselle hibiscus. I've got more of the red roselles out at the end of a garden we'll see in a few minutes. This is a red roselle. This garden is prepped and ready. Well, it's prepped and semi-ready for corn. I think landscape fabric's going to go down before the corn, but compost is going down before either one of those. So, I've got some work to do, but David just got it tilled up for me. Looks real good. This is our sweet potato patch. We planted 50 slips in here. We have Georgia Jet and Centennial growing. My youngest son really liked the Centennial last year, so I brought that one back and I wanted to try the Georgia Jet. Notice the difference that the Centennial leaves are a lot smaller than the Georgia Jet leaves. Thought that was kind of interesting. I came out the other day and got some compost thrown on them. Brought out 3 loads of compost and kind of held them up a little bit. And the garden, this is our one and not our one and only, I had 2. There's a muscadine vine over there too. But this is my muscadine vine. It produced this year. I got 2 grapes. They were heavenly delicious. And considering I just planted that in February, March, I'm impressed. Got a few little sunflowers popping up here to say hi. We have 2 big ones over here saying bye. They're starting to get droopy. And this garden is done with our landscape fabric from Grower Solutions. Like I said, I'm trying to cut down on the weeds. This is going to be the nightshades plus, probably. Might be cucumbers in here, I don't know yet. But yeah, I was going to originally do corn here, but instead, I'm going to do nightshades here and corn there. And here are our 4 more red roselle. We've got 1 there, 2 planted in the middle, and 1 down there in the end. And another random sunflower. Okay, folks. The only other thing that's really growing around here is that Cane Corso puppy, who turns a year old in August. No, and she turned a year old in July. We don't know what day. Okay, folks, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for spending this kind of time with me. I realize you could have spent this amount of time doing anything you wanted to do and you chose to watch the video. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. You guys have a great day. Be blessed. Know that I love you and I appreciate you. And I will be back when I can be. All right. Signing off for now.